Hi everyone, Byron Martin here at Logee's Greenhouses. Today we're going to be talking about some flowering plants that we use in the greenhouses for display work and can also be used as cut flowers, and these are Bouvardias. Bouvardias are in the family of Rubiaceae, which is in the family of coffee, but they are a little more sensitive, or they need more care to some degree than the coffee tree. And one of the species we grow is ternifolia, which is this brilliant orange one right here that actually goes into the southern United States along Texas-Mexico border and is found widespread throughout Mexico. This is a species that actually can take quite a bit of cold. There's some hardiness to this, probably going almost up to zone 7. But for us, it is a pretty much constant bloomer. There may be a month or so in the wintertime, maybe 2 months depending upon the light level, where it stops flowering, but beyond that it is just in constant flower for us. The interesting thing about the plant is it puts out these clusters of blooms, and the flowers actually age, so the interior of the flower will actually fade some as the flower grows older. They also are great for hummingbirds. You also often see them in hummingbird gardens, and we also see them in butterfly exhibits. They're fairly easy to grow as long as we have enough light level for them. These are not shade-loving plants. They really prefer full sun, and the full sun actually intensifies the bloom color on them. So as a container plant, we want to grow them in full sun. Their root systems are pretty resilient, so there really is not a lot of problems with root rot. And because they grow in the desert Southwest, in Mexico, they have a fair degree of drought tolerance to them, even in containers. I mean, you can wilt these down pretty bad, come back, give them a drink, and they'll come out of it. In terms of their seasonal growth, we usually prune them back once or twice a year in large pots like this, just because they get too big. And the pruning is best done during the active growing season. Better not to do it in the wintertime when, in many cases, they're in a resting period. Fertilizer needs on high light are fairly constant. These are plants that we keep on what we would call constant feed, where they're getting a little bit of fertilizer all the time, given to them every day. During the summertime, wintertime, we back off or stop it. But during the summer, we're in containers, we're always giving them a little bit of food because they're under that high light, and that feed forces them into growth, which with the light level forces them into flower. And you can see right here, there's more buds coming beyond these that are in flower right now. Off of this particular species, there were some hybrids done here at Logee's between this and a species called longiflora, which is the fragrant Bouvardia. And we have a couple selections here. This is Flamingo pink, which has these beautiful light pink flowers to them. And we also have one here, which this plant had been cut back recently, so it's not in its fullest bloom. But this is called, they harvested the cutting for us. This is called ruby red, which is a more deeper red form of that. And these were sister seedlings out of that primary cross between ternifolia and longiflora. The cool thing about this, not only that they flower very well, is that these are fragrant at night. So longiflora imparted the fragrance onto these hybrids so that at nighttime you can smell the sweetness of the Bouvardia. As far as insects go, they are prone to whitefly, and we do see thrip on them from time to time. There can be times when there's mealybug. If you've got a mealybug prone plant next to it, they're going to probably jump on the Bouvardia. Just like they would a coffee, the Rubiaceae family tends to be prone to mealybug infestations. So for insects, you simply need to be on the watch, and when the problems arise, make sure you deal with it pretty quickly before it gets out of hand. We actually like to grow these in clay pots if we can. They'll take either plastic or clay. But during that winter time, and we grow these in very cold houses at times, the root systems prefer that dryness of the clay pot rather than sitting in that cold, wet soil of a plastic container. You can also grow them as windowsill plants. Simply have to have pruning shears to maintain their size, because they do like to go upright. But they actually make great indoor plants as long as you have a sunny window for them to grow in. Bouvardias are great indoor plants and outdoor plants for sunny exposures, and they also bring almost year-round flowering as well as fragrance. If you'd like more information, visit us at logees.com.